Hello and welcome to Showcase. Norwegian writer Jan Fosse has won the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Swedish Academy said they awarded him the prize for his innovative plays, which give a voice to the unsayable. Fosse will now receive a $1 million prize, as well as an 18-karat gold medal and a diploma at an awards ceremony in December.
Welcome to this press conference on the Nobel Prize Laureate of Literature 2023. This year's Nobel laureate in literature, the Norwegian writer Jon Fosse, was born in 1959 in Haugesund on the Norwegian west coast. His huge oeuvre, spanning a variety of genres, comprises around 40 plays and a wealth of novels, poetry, collections, essays, children's books, and translations.
The term Rubenesque has come to mean a full-figured woman, and is a reference to the female nude paintings made by Flemish artist Peter Paul Rubens. But a new exhibition points out his interest in women was just more than that.
This portrait is the centerpiece of the exhibition called Rubens and Women at the Dulwich Picture Gallery in South London.
There is so much more than just one type of Rubens women. The word Rubenesque gets kind of thrown around in the English language, meaning a very particular type of thing. But what we wanted to do with this exhibition was really explore Rubens and explore how much he didn't just paint pictures of women, but he painted pictures for women.
And one of his most famous ones is this portrait he made in 1606. The sitter was the wife of Rubens's then employer.
Rubens has the kind of reputation as a superstar artist of the 17th century. He was knighted by Charles I. He has all these great accolades. He can speak 6 languages. It's a kind of story of male success. But when you scratch the surface, you see that actually this sort of patriarchal success is grounded in the women that he surrounded himself with. So his personal relationships, his female patrons, and also the kind of inspiration that he took from the female form, whether that's from looking at sculptures of women or observing women from real life, women that he knew in his world.
The portraits of his wife and daughter are also featured.
This exhibition is showing Rubens in a different light, so the more intimate side to him. So you've got the big paintings in this room, but in the other rooms you have sort of pictures of his wife, his daughter, the more smaller sketches, so we all get to see a different side of Rubens that we're not used to.
With more than 40 works on display, the exhibition Rubens and Women kind of redefines the term Rubenesque, as it tries to show he didn't just paint one type of woman.
Pablo Picasso is best known as a genius painter, although his sculptures are also among the most radical artworks of the modern times. An exhibit in Bilbao now presents the Cubism pioneer's sculptural work.
Pablo Picasso was possibly the most significant artist of the 20th century. He transformed the art world forever by developing Cubism and improving the collage technique. Picasso is well recognised for his abstract paintings, such as his mural-sized work Guernica, that captures the harsh reality of war. But despite being the least known of his creative mediums, the artist also made sculptures throughout nearly his whole career. Bilbao's Guggenheim Museum now has an exhibit titled Picasso Sculpture, Matter and Body. It displays more than 50 of Picasso's sculptures while covering the whole spectrum of styles used by the Malaga-born artist.
I think that Picasso the sculptor is greatly unknown, but his sculptures provide a much easier way to understand his work. Precisely when we talk about Cubism, that art facet to show the movement, we can see that on sculpture, because we see it in 360 degrees.
It's estimated the artist made around 700 sculptures, a small amount compared to over 4,000 paintings he created. The exhibit has been launched by the artist's grandson, Ruiz Picasso, and is part of a global initiative to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Picasso's passing. It also marks the first time Bilbao has hosted an exhibit of Picasso's artworks.
The first time that there is an exhibition of Picasso in the Basque Country. We should not forget that the Basque had Guernica, and that was the start of this extraordinary painting Picasso did. And so Picasso and the Basque Country had an history, but they never had an exhibition of him.
Picasso's sculpture, Matter and Body will run until January 14th, 2024. It aims to elevate his sculptures to the same rank as his paintings, while displaying Picasso's use of found materials to create three-dimensional works.
A new exhibition at Madrid's Thyssen Museum has paired works by Picasso with the masterpieces of Rubens, Goya, Delacroix, and others. And in many ways, it's like a dialogue between great artists throughout history.
Thyssen Museum in Madrid has brought together works by Picasso and great masters that have inspired his work. 22 paintings spanning 30 years of Picasso's career are paired with works of El Greco, Rubens, Goya, Zurbarán, and Delacroix. The aim is to explore how Picasso approached classical art and themes of Judeo-Christian traditions.
For Picasso, there were no borders between the sacred and profane, between the past and the future. For him, it was all the same. It was the tradition, the culture from which we emerged. He was very Mediterranean, and he was going to fuse all that classical and religious heritage in an art that combines all the languages.
The exhibition focuses on three main parts of Picasso's opus: his self-portraits, portraits of his first wife Olga, and those of his family. It's like a continuous chronicle of his life.
Picasso's intimate diary is reflected in the portraits of his relatives, in the subjects that interest him at any given moment, but also in the infinite number of self-portraits he painted throughout his life, and not only in the self-portraits of himself, but also of his multiple alter egos. Here we have a Harlequin, in which he portrays himself. We have scenes of the Minotaur, which is the new alter ego in the 1930s. Picasso metamorphoses himself into multiple characters to tell us about certain moments in his life.
Along with the multiple characters Picasso manifests, the exhibit also shows the artist's ability to express the duality of good and evil, the sacred and the profane. It will remain open until January next year.
British artist Lucy Sparrow can create almost anything with felt. This time she turned an abandoned place into a pop-up store filled with bagels. But guess what? This isn't exactly a regular bagel shop. Take a look.
Welcome to Feltz Bagels.
This is where you get to make your own custom bagels, but don't forget they're all made with felt. This latest installation from British artist Lucy Sparrow features approximately 30,000 pieces of felt to create the look and feel the authentic Jewish bagel shops prominent in New York's Lower East Side neighborhood.
Here we have a completely felted old antique till. You can get your rugelach, you can get an individual pickle, you can get yourself some snacks. And to go with your bagel, perhaps you want to go for the following baked goods: a slice of cinnamon or chocolate babka. Maybe you'll take home with you some raisin challah or a pretzel, a New York classic.
The installation recreates everything found in the traditional bagel shops of old, and that includes different bagel types, breads, and groceries. In this immersive experience, people can buy custom bagels for $250 and other items for as little as $10.
We move on here to your sandwich selections, your fillings, what you would have in your bagel, of which there are 44 different types. We've got peppers, olives, tomatoes, sliced pickle, brie, we've got lox, corned beef, chicken cutlet, so absolutely we have everything that you could possibly want. And if there's anything that I don't have, I'll do my best to try and make it for you.
Sparrow has turned New York institutions into Feltz before, but this one took her 9 months of work.
This is my third New York installation, and it is my most favourite place to do my shows, and it's just really rewarding once you've spent so long working on something.
Sparrow says during her research, she visited many bagel shops and delis from different places. She is now pleased with the result and says it's turned out to be quite artistic. Feltz Bagels runs through the end of this month in New York's East Village. The Brooklyn Museum in New York has opened an exhibit that celebrates U.S. filmmaker Spike Lee. More than 400 personal items, including books, photographs, and music records, are now on display. Let's take a look.
Hundreds of items from Spike Lee's office and storage space are now on display at the Brooklyn Museum. The exhibit, titled Creative Sources, is an outline of the U.S. filmmaker's artistic process, or, as Lee calls it, a celebration.
Well, I'm just watching people watch it, so that's what I love, because unless you knew me, you were not getting to my office. It wasn't open to the public. Now we're taking stuff out of my office so the whole public, the whole world can see it, and not just Brooklyn.
It's also a chance for visitors to get a glimpse into the creative inspiration behind Lee's films. His filmography of more than 50 movies and documentaries includes classics such as Malcolm X and The Five Bloods.
I describe this exhibition as an opportunity to see kind of inside the mind of Spike Lee, see a very different side of him, and one that is offering you a glimpse into the kind of process of how his creative inspiration for his films come about. So these are objects that he lives and works with. And so you see the echoes of the themes that come across these objects in what he presents onto the screen.
The exhibit is arranged in chronological order, starting with Black history.
So we start off with Black history and culture, go to family, Brooklyn, then we go into photography, cinema history, music, and end in sports, if you kind of go the full circular way. And these were broad enough categories that we were able to kind of play with the objects a bit, because what I hope people get is the fact that so many of these objects could fit into multiple categories at the same time.
The exhibition will remain open until February next year.
Invasion of Planet Earth is a popular sci-fi subject. Each decade, the small screen produces its own social commentary on the matter. And Invasion, as you can probably guess from the title, brings that kind of storytelling to the 2020s.
What should it be?
My fellow citizens of the world, what I have to say to you is not something I was ever prepared to say.
Invasion is the classic chestnut. Extraterrestrials come to Earth with one thing in mind: to take over our planet. The show approaches the theme with an ensemble piece. We see people from various walks of life respond to the chaos as they lead ordinary lives. But each cast member has their own dramatic journey, and that brings a character-driven quality. And reviews say that also makes the series about people and not aliens.
Is not of our Earth.
But this type of narrative is not something new. It's a tradition that has been going on for decades. The 1980s had Visitors. the 2000s had taken. The former was really a commentary on fascism, and the latter was about the evils mankind do to each other. Invasion is the latest addition to that lore, and critics say it's really about ecology and human arrogance, as the aliens actually do end up, in Screen Rant's words, erasing humanity's scorched environmental footprint. The show now returns for its second season. In the previous finale, the aliens were thought to be defeated with nuclear weapons. American and Japanese armies had taken the credit for the supposed win. But that was only the first wave of the aliens' attacks. More than 100 days later, they strike again. The new season reportedly will find aliens seeking to corrupt lead characters. Sheriff Thyssen's expected to come back under the control of the ETs. Luke also becomes fixated to the item he's been carrying in the previous episodes, and it's hinted he's also under suspicion.
Connection. It's the only chance we'll have to learn what they want.
The themes of humanity's own negative impact on the environment will also continue. And critics say, regardless of a truce between humans and aliens, in the coming episodes, humanity must make peace among themselves first. That remark could hold up in real life as well. And perhaps that's what makes science fiction transcend the limits of the small screen.
The world out there is falling apart. I would do anything to hold this family together.
They adapted, we'll adapt.
What if we could save everybody?
If you want to win the war, fight back.
The answers are here.
Celluloid film isn't immune to weather or other harsh conditions. That's why it could be in danger of disappearing forever. But as Alican Pamir reports, one company in Turkey is protecting that celluloid heritage. And it has recently saved 2 of Peter Sellers's lost films.
He learned, for instance, never underestimate a shopkeeper's own selling power.
Dearth of a salesman, and insomnia is good for you. 2 incomplete and considered lost Peter Sellers films from the 1950s are now up for viewing in pristine condition.
Yes, it's occupied by my feet.
The hunt for missing reels of the flicks took collectors to different countries. By the 2020s, they were all brought together, and the job of restoring these gems were given to Turkish company Akın Telesine. It's a family business, now run by brothers Cem and Barış Aykut. International movie buffs trusted them because the restoration process they offer is quite unique.
Why they prefer us? Because we can say we are famous in UK, especially about AI, artificial intelligence film restoration process. So this is a unique process. We made these AI algorithms. With this AI algorithm, we can remove all the dust and scratches, approximately 85 and 90% automatically. So our AI system is very popular in the UK. And they prefer us, thanks God, they prefer us. And we restored these 2 Peter Sellers films in 4K resolution.
The company is also responsible for giving older Turkish movies a modern makeover. They are also in demand by the British when it comes to entrusting their royal heritage. And saving these films all come out of the same demanding process, which requires the highest tech equipment available.
First of all, we analyze the film. We analyze the perforations of the film. Is there is a crack or some dusts? We fix physically, first of all, the films. After that, we put the film in our ultrasonic film cleaner. It has a 3M liquid. It's a very special liquid, and with this liquid and the ultrasound process, it cleans the films. It removes the dusts on the films, and after that, we put it to our scanners. So. When we put these films in the scanners, we control the scanners with these remote controllers. And while scanning, we color graded them. We adjusted illumination and contrast. And after that, we digitize all the films to the digital hard drives. After that, we put all the digitized data to our AI system.
All that technicality aside, preserving film is important for various reasons that concern us all.
Film restoration is so important for me because when you remove a footage of film, you recover all the info, all the cultural heritage of the film. You may restore a comedy or cinema film or a documentary film or a cultural, historical film. But when you restore, especially in higher resolutions, you recover another details that has not been seen before. So it's very, very, very important in a cultural stage and art stage and also historical stage.
And it's thanks to celluloid archaeologists like these that the rich history of film will reach future generations. Alican Pamir, TRT World, İstanbul.
Murals have taken over the walls of a Bulgarian village, and the artworks featuring an unexpected blend of world leaders, cartoon characters, and cultural icons have turned the village into a cultural hotspot.
This is Staro Železare village in central Bulgaria. Just like any other small place, the most common pastime is sitting on benches and talking to neighbors. But the people here also have some unusual companions.
A lot of people here in the village and other villages, they go out of their homes, sit on the benches afternoon and wait for somebody that passes by and have some small chats. And we decided also to the project to invite some, important people from the world of politics, culture, some celebrities to come here and to sit on these benches, painted, of course, symbolically coming, just to the place that is not known of anything, but here is the center of life, of the knowledge of life.
Over the past decade, the village has become popular for its murals. Each passing year brings fresh additions to this artistic tapestry, courtesy of a project orchestrated by the Polish-Bulgarian artistic duo, Katarina and Wenceslav Piryankov. These murals are brought to life by their students, who find inspiration in global news, culture, and history.
I think Venci has come up with a great idea here to do something different in the village. And so for us as art students, we come here, we learn something, and we got walls to paint on. And the village then has something that generates people coming into the village, and hopefully that helps the village, survive and people and generates interest in people coming here.
In this artistic adventure, students don't just sharpen their art skills, they also use their creativity to react to global events.
For artists, art is a great way to express their feelings, their emotions, with the war especially. So it's a great way of expressing, the frustration that we have inside about the war and actually the meaningless war going on right now.
The artists say this project mirrors a globalized reality, where a granny from a quiet Bulgarian village can get to sit next to a superpower leader.
Well, that's it for this episode of Showcase. I'm Esra Dürüst from me and the whole team here in Istanbul. Thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.